Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Last Week on Keeping the Girl. I am your host, Cameron, with 100% Morrow.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, we are glad to be here, but y'all know that there will be no point of this show without the man of the hour, Keith Malley.
Well, bless you. Bless your heart. Thank you. It's very good to be here. I'm very excited. The Steelers are in the playoffs. If the playoffs were tomorrow, only
Woo!
7 more chances for them to blow it, but it is looking good. Next games include the Browns, easy. Bengals, easy. Browns again, easier. Eagles, that'll be tough. Ravens, okay, but we just beat them, so we can. Chiefs, that'll be tough. And then Bengals again. I'm feeling like somebody in this room's about to be rich.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl, baby.
Super Bowl bound.
Yeah. So I'm good. Thank you.
I'm happy and I'm excited for you. But we're not gonna talk about them Panthers because they ain't seeing nobody's.
No, we just had 3 weeks in a row where we didn't lose. So
That's right. It was Panthers bye week, and I still got nervous.
Yeah, I was checking the scores, but it looks like we didn't lose that one. So
Yeah, we didn't tie either. So yeah, okay.
we kind of tied with the bye 0-0.
Not up and not down, but we have been enjoying the Hornets game. They lost last night, but the last home game they won by 1 point. The last 2 home games they won by a few points.
Last second shot, it was fun.
Yeah, so I've been here and really enjoying going to the Hornets game. And me and Roger was talking about going to the Hornets game, and the one on Saturday was early, so it was like at 3 p.m. versus your typical like 6 or 7. So there were a lot of children there, and we were talking about enjoying the children. Because when children are there, they cheer for both teams. So they don't give a fuck. They just like somebody shot the ball. They cheering for both teams. And also we was playing the Bucks. So it was a little girl behind us. And every time Giannis got the ball, she just kept yelling at Giannis to shoot like she was personally talking to him. It was hilarious.
Well, that $14 snow cone got him revved up. You know how it is.
Yeah. It was funny seeing kids there too, because all of a sudden they had popcorn buckets.
Yes.
Which I've never seen in the stadium before, which I assume they break out because they're like, it's a 3:00 game. People are going to bring their families. Let's sell them $12 popcorn buckets.
Yes.
Yeah.
That they'll never use again. Just reusable popcorn buckets.
Did the kids probably go put sand in or some shit?
Yeah.
Legos.
I saw at the Panthers game, they had unlimited popcorn, but the bucket they give you is 3 inches tall. Nobody wants to walk all those steps to go back and stand in line again to people that are buying new shit.
That's why they do it.
Yeah.
Everything's such a fucking hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they do it. It's a big trick. They do it at the movie theaters, but at least they give you a giant popcorn tin.
Right.
Which is a little different.
It kind of works the other way at the movies, where it's you got to be at such a big bucket to get the unlimited refills. Who the fuck's gonna finish that?
Right.
Not unless you go in there with a bunch of kids, we sharing with that one bucket. Other than that, no.
Well, now the promos are 45 minutes long.
Sure,
true.
You're gonna finish your bucket for the movie started.
You're gonna have to change it up. If the Hornets played the Panthers in football, who would win?
The Panthers.
You think so?
Yeah, I know this is your new thing, but no, that's just not how. Everything I've watched in life is just not how any of that will work.
They're so tall. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Everything I've seen in my life has shown me that grown man strength is a thing, and people are good at things for a reason. And even when you think they fucking suck, they're better than what the fuck you think they do.
They're a lot better than the average person.
Yeah,
I can tell you that much.
I played basketball with so many NBA players that you would be like, who? And they're just out there busting everybody's ass, and you're like, oh yeah, because you do this 100% of the time, all the time. I obviously my 2 hours a day, 4 times a week after I get off of work, probably not the same.
You think Panther players sometimes go to the park and it's like, hey, pickup game? Anybody? Hello?
Yes. Some of them come to the basketball court, and there was a guy.
And you can spot him too.
There was a guy, Greg Hardy, who got in trouble for beating his girlfriend, and the audio tapes had came out, the 911 calls, everything. And he got suspended from the team, blah, blah, blah. But he started playing basketball at the YMCA in his spare time while he wasn't able to play NFL football. And when I tell you, this grown-ass man used to come out there and handle us, and he was all of like 350 pounds, 6'7" or something.
Muscle.
And I mean, he could just move you out the way with a wave of his finger. And so it's just a different level of athlete and human being that play those sports. And even the ones that aren't that good or whatever, like he's not even playing football and he was whooping our ass.
When he knocks you over with 2 fingers, do you go, yeah, you did it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And he was friends with one of my homies who was the one that kept bringing him out there. And I would just be like anytime he got like a temper over a call or something, I'd be looking at my friend like, are you sure that's you might not be innocent, you know? But yeah, those guys are just, this is a different animal, man. Once I played with an offensive lineman from the Panthers, white dude, he had just got cut from the team. Long, shaggy hair, but once again, 6 foot, whatever.
Sorry,
300 pounds.
The Panthers cut people sometimes?
Yeah, at the time we were good. So at the time they could look around and be like, hey, you don't have to play here anymore. And anyway, we're playing basketball, and you know, I'm a bigger guy myself, and I'm used to like fundamentally like you just get low, put your butt in somebody's fucking chest, and you can get a rebound. It doesn't really, it's fundamentals. And when you're playing pickup ball, most people don't have good fundamentals. So it's, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I normally am good at rebounding. This dude, I was boxing him out, and I felt what I believe to be a 2-handed shove in my back to push me from underneath the rim. And I turned around to be like, hey man, what the fuck? And when I turned around, I realized he had only just brushed me aside with one arm. Like he hadn't even extended it to push me. He just was kind of like, excuse me. Like it was a polite, it was a polite, like, sir, excuse me. And yeah, man, it was a very humiliating situation. And so I don't believe that just people can just beat those guys. It just looks like that.
Yeah, because they do it for a job. So they like, I am eating right. I'm the fittest. I'm like,
it's hard to believe there's just people in the world that are even better than those motherfuckers.
Yes.
That make them look like how I look. Like there's a guy.
That make them look like how
there's a guy in the NFL that made that dude not be able to play in the NFL anymore because he was like, move out my way, little bitch. And that dude went to the basketball court at a sport he does not play and was like, get the fuck out of my way, little guy. And I was like, oh, sorry, sir.
Y'all are built differently.
Yeah, I still jumped up on 8 tires for no reason. You know, I can still do that.
Yeah, he can do the shit. He's in the weight room. He's just, whatever the fuck it is that makes Julius Peppers the greatest, he ain't got that. But all the shit that makes him an NFL player, he has. And I think, you know, it just applies across the board, you know?
I can see that. I can see that. Rod, who's the sponsor?
The sponsor today, you know what? Let's go with racism. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. It could be the sponsor every week.
Yes, it can.
But this time, I feel like it's really the undercurrent of what's making people watch Jake Paul beat up these older black men. Because there's no fucking reason to watch this bullshit. If I just wrote it down on paper, you'd be like, why the fuck would anyone watch this bullshit? One guy's not even a boxer, the other guy's fucking 60. But this dude has been beating up old black men of all types, by the way. Not all boxers. Mike Tyson, not all boxers. The second boxer, but he beat up a fucking NBA player, Nate Robinson, a retired NBA player, to start all this bullshit.
And I remember that.
I really can't think of a reason anyone's watching it other than the race war of it all. Like, here comes this fucking white people and fucking versus the black people, and you know, we're gonna do this shit again. And I'm not just talking because, you know, it's easy to be like, oh, you mean white people racist? No, I know black people who were talking themselves into Mike Tyson beating up this young man, and I said that's just racism. You just can't imagine a white dude beating up this black man because everything on the teletape says there's no way Mike Tyson's beating this man's ass.
Right.
And you keep bringing up shit from the 80s like it's fucking, like it's not 40 years ago. So racism, #1 sport in the country. And thank you to racism, because that's how Netflix got it.
Tyson wasn't good after he got out of prison. I thought he'd be amazing and even angrier.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the end. And yes, I was like, come on, Tyson, kill him, you fucking rapist.
Yeah, everybody is just, and because what is Jake Paul really?
Right.
Like, what has he really done for any of us to hate him or love him? Nothing really. Like, we know the bullshit he's done, but it's not like it's not like we think about this motherfucker when he's not around. We're like, God damn, I can't believe he went to the Japanese forest and looked at a dead body. None of us really care. He's just a smug, certain type of white kid that we all agree needs to be knocked the fuck out. And he's monetized that by fighting the people least likely to knock him out. Like, he's just like it seems like they would knock him out, and then you write it down, and you're like, wait a minute, no, Mike Tyson hasn't knocked anyone out in 40 years. You're right. You're gonna win this.
You're right. You know what? I was into it, and I don't even know which Paul he is.
Yes.
I don't either.
I confuse him with his brother all the time.
All the time.
They used to rap. They're just white kids. That's it. We don't really have a reason to hate them other than like they're rich, obnoxious white kids. But it's like a dunk tank at a fucking carnival. We will pay the money to see if something happens to the motherfucker, and he knows it. And now who knows how much he's banked off that fight. If Mike Tyson got 20 million, who knows what the fuck Jake got?
Imagine how much he made.
Jesus. Anyway, racism. Shout out to that.
I can't wait to make that show.
And of course, minimum wage.
Yes.
Okay.
It's always happening, guys.
Right. Can't stop, won't stop.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay.
A DeForest man is facing multiple charges after he threatened two fast food restaurant employees on the city's south side. According to the police, officers were able to gather digital evidence on October 29th after police say the suspect approached a woman employee. Another employee stepped in, and then the suspect allegedly chased them with a weapon.
Yeah, I believe it. When they say allegedly, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to use that
They
word.
got that digital evidence. What could that be other than video?
Tape, right.
Later that night, police said an employee at a gas station called the police on the same suspect. He left that area before the cops could arrive on the scene.
Okay.
After that, police say the same gas station employee saw the man come back again. He didn't want it to be no mystery. He's like,
not a smart criminal.
Police need to solve this.
They need to see me.
I heard criminals return to the scene of the crime, but normally that takes days or some shit, right?
Did he walk up and just make a smile at? Did he? We got the camera and be like, it's me.
Now, does this seem like it's a robbery or the normal where your fries were cold?
Sounds like fries were cold. It sounds like he's just crazy. Because they don't have any details on like why he is attacking people. And then the fact that he did it at a gas station again feels like this just is who this guy is at his core being, you know?
Right. Well, politics is affecting all of us.
You know what? I hear him. I hear you, buddy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to walk in a Cracker Barrel and stab a couple people.
After that, a few rocking chairs.
After that, police say the same gas station employee said the man came back. He called the authorities. A suspect drove away from the area. He has a car? Wow.
Now.
Jesus. You ever be like, how the fuck this motherfucker doing better than me? You know? Like every once in a while you read a story and like, wait, you go around and can't help but try to kill people everywhere you go, and you can afford insurance and a car payment.
I think about people I went to high school with, and I'm like, you have a house?
Yeah.
Right. School with you. I see you. What? Okay.
Right. It's just every once in a while you read one of these stories, like, man shits on the counter of McDonald's. Then he returned to his 3-story house, and you're like, 3-story house? Let's see. So the 23-year-old is faced. Oh, so they did conduct a high-risk traffic stop, whatever that means.
Okay.
They caught him
to catch their attention.
And the 23-year-old man is facing charges of second-degree recklessly endangering safety and on probation hold. So he was on probation as well.
I'm assuming this is breaking the probation.
I assume so as well.
Okay.
I'm being unsafe. You chased me.
Right. It wouldn't look, maybe it would be unsafe and high speed, but it don't have to be a chase. Right. That's a decision the officers made. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was running these red lights regardless.
It's up to them if they want to participate in the game, apparently.
Yeah. And then we have an update on the old story.
Please.
So remember there was a Sonic in San Antonio where the manager got murdered, and we didn't know what the fuck. Like,
It didn't make sense.
it was like, was it over the order? Was it like some personal bullshit? We don't know. It was multiple people involved. Well, one person, the driver, the 17-year-old girl, she was still on the lam. She is now being caught. She was arrested without incident. October 22nd around 1:30 p.m. She was wanted for murder in the shooting death of 33-year-old Daniel Shrewsbury. She was also wanted for forgery of a government document.
Damn.
You gotta get it all in there. She gonna serve more time for the forgery, you know.
Yes, she is. They don't mess around with their money.
Yeah. So yeah, they did catch her. She got into an altercation with a Sonic employee after she tried to pay with counterfeit money.
Okay, that's part of the forging of the documents.
Right.
That money.
I
So
Yeah.
then the manager.
I work at a Sonic. Honest to God, you can give me Monopoly money.
Yes.
I will put it in that
Yes.
bitch. Yes, Keith. I would keep
honestly,
trucking.
you can give me an empty hand.
Right.
Like nothing, like, and I'll go,
I'll go, do I owe you change?
yeah. I'll be like, it was 1283, and you go, that's 1283. Look like 1283 to me. I'm like, you right. That's 1283.
I put nothing on top
Next
of the
window.
register until the deal is done, just in case there's a misunderstanding.
Right.
This is actually an exchange here. You can go on to the next window.
Yeah, they could be like, I gave you a 20. All right, sir. That'll be 713. But yeah, so they said the manager walked outside to take a photo of the license plate, and that's when she shot him.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Of them driving away. So
Yeah.
basically, y'all was gonna get away. You would have been charged with something, but now you're being charged with murder because you turned around and took an extra shot.
I had
Right.
your picture. Oh, that's good to know.
Right. Oh, things I'd never do.
Mm-mm.
Things I'd never do, man.
I'd be like, you got it.
Yeah. Oh,
These
man.
cameras don't catch you. You ain't meant to be caught.
But he got caught thinking he was like Mr. Sonic. You know what I mean? That's not your money, player.
They got insurance.
Just tell the police what happened and call it a day. That's all you supposed to do. They're not gonna, when you tell them the robbery later on and you go, yeah, so I went outside and got his license plate, they're probably gonna fire you.
Most jobs will, because they be like, their policy is do not get involved.
I worked
right.
security at a media play, long time defunct store, but I worked security in quotes.
I did that too.
Like,
is that when you go in the back room and lay down? Mine was in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do it while people were in the store. So it's during Christmas rush. And if the alarm went off that someone stole something, or you're supposed to stand by the door or whatever, in the fucking security training, they tell you, do not run after anybody. Don't fight with anybody. Just like, I'm just there for them to feel like they shouldn't steal. And honestly, I'm good with that.
Right.
I'm not gonna do, even if it was in the instructions to run after these motherfuckers like MacGyver, I wasn't gonna do it.
Right.
So cool. I'm not getting fired because I went above and beyond for media play.
And now trying to find, and you get fucked up or shot because you don't know what kind of weapons like they have on themselves.
Well, that's my primary concern. My secondary concern is just like, it's media play money.
Ain't that
like, maybe if they rob me, maybe
personally,
maybe something could happen inside of me where I lost it for a second, was like, I'm not letting this person rob me. If you're robbing the media play people who have insurance on those fucking Beatles Christmas CDs,
right?
Have them take them fucking all.
Yes, take the whole shelf.
They look at Rod and they're like, as they're leaving with shit in their bag that they brought, they're like, we got a problem. And you're like, they marked this stuff up high anyways. And
yeah. Sir, do you need me to get that down for you from the top shelf? Or you? Because if you can steal it yourself, you got it. I'm not. And honestly, 90% of the time when the thing goes off, it's the same thing that all of us had, because we've all had it go off on us on accident.
Right.
So accident or on purpose, it's the same thing. They look at you, you look at them, and you go, and then they're like, so I'll steal it. And they're like, yeah, sure, take it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, regardless of if the employee forgot to take the little thing off, it don't matter.
If they're a good person, they'll bring the thing back, and then they'll take the thing off because they're a good person. And that's what I do. I take the fucking thing back. Like, oh, they left it on my jeans. I don't want to wear the jeans with the shit on there anyway. But in fucking general, you just walk out. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Well, would you rather? Yeah, I'd rather have my kid work security in a store like this than a fast food place. There's
Yep.
Yes.
something. I'd rather my daughter worked in a strip club,
Yeah.
worked at a fast food restaurant.
Yep.
Yeah. They have security now at the grocery store, at the Publix we go to. And I'm like, well, I understand why you here, but are y'all gonna really shoot somebody with produce?
Oh
I
no,
don't
no, no,
understand.
that's not what that's for.
Oh,
Those guys with those guns.
yes.
That's for all the mass shootings in America. That's all that's for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
That
I'm
has
like,
nothing.
with cheese and wine and,
Yeah.
and meat. I
That
don't
has
understand.
nothing to do with groceries.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
You go, no, I'm just stealing this cheddar. And they're like, oh, please.
Yeah, he's like, go ahead.
Oh, no, he's like, yeah, go ahead.
By all means,
Steal the cheddar.
steal away. I'm
As long as you don't put no gun out, we good.
I'm just here for the AR-15 toting motherfuckers.
Right. That's what
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
We got a sign that says no weapons. Like, I'm here for that person when I got to tell them you can't have your weapon in here.
Yeah, I'm just here to get shot first.
Yes.
So the rest of y'all hear that gunshot and run out the back.
Yes. Right. That's why they pay me the big bucks. You got it, sir. Okay, that makes more sense because it happened all of a sudden. We started going. I was like, "Why is this dude here with
It
these
happened
guns?"
after the Krogers got shot up in like upper New York upstate. That was like the black Kroger and the person was racist and all that shit. And then all of a sudden we armed security at the Publix. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a pretty black grocery store. That makes sense. Right. And thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you for your service.
First time I seen a fucking police officer with a gun and like, thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm glad you're here.
The Nazis, no exaggeration, are coming out in full force again. I'm seeing a lot of shit online about brazen, big
What could be
the flags yelling.
What could have made them be that way, Keith? What?
I don't know. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what would make him feel empowered.
Maybe to sponsor the show. I don't know.
To spend 4 years indoors and then to just suddenly pop out. It just makes you wonder what could happen. I don't know. Don't want to be mean to anybody. Anybody supports anybody or anything. Anyone?
Well, maybe we'll break it down. Let's get to these shows, Karen.
KATG episode 3868, Rape Coin with Gastor Almonte.
Was he an asshole?
No, he's cool. But I would do so. Make sure you check it out, Keith and Girl YouTube. The Keith and Girl shows go up there. If you're a member, like we have diamond status, emerald status, some other mineral status. If you're any of those on YouTube, you also get usually the VIP episodes. So you can see last week and you can see Newsy and the gang. So make sure you know about that. That's a lot of fun. But anyways, I put the YouTube show up and then I click for advertisements, and I guess an algorithm always finds a curse word, and then I click no, listen to it manually, and usually manually they know we're good people and it goes through. But for something like this, I go, I'm not going to put up the title Rape Coin so fast.
Yeah.
I'll go back and add that later. Go look at it.
Yeah. I be having to make decisions like that when I post to YouTube too, where I'm like,
YouTube is weird.
Yeah, I just have to be like, man, they took an episode down from years ago. The other day because I titled the episode QAnon versus Blue Anon. Now, what I didn't know is that Blue Anon is become a concept recently in the wake of Trump losing. They're like, oh, if you have a conspiracy, winning, if you have a conspiracy that Trump didn't win, if you think he may have stolen the vote, that's Blue Anon. You're a conspiracy theorist. But the episode's from years ago.
Right.
And
that's
so
that algorithm.
I think they literally took it down just off the title because we don't actually talk about this.
Right.
This happened so long ago. So
yeah, my thing is, it's an algorithm because you go, yeah, that happened years ago. Why would I talk about this then for something that happened today?
I think they put certain words in there and they're like, don't let people talk about this. Like
the right now, I think if you look at YouTube, the last show is I know the last show is up with Brother Love, and it's called The Rapist versus the Dipshit, which was the boxing match the other day. I just wrote Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson for YouTube for now. For now, while they look.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Just so you don't have that problem. Yeah, I've always had issues, with YouTube and the way they do that shit, and then you protest. They like the robot just tells you no. It's like, bitch, I want to talk to the manager. You told me no. I know what you think.
Yeah, I asked them to look at the episode again. I was like, it does not have any incitement to violence in it. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And within like 3 seconds of return, like, yep, still banned. I'm like, what the fuck? You didn't listen to shit.
No, you didn't.
You're just you didn't do anything. You just say the first time that I can't challenge it. Then piece of shit.
It's like when your computer real fast goes file not found. I'm like, there's no time for you to
right. Yeah. If you don't want to look for it, say that.
Right. Right. Just say you can't protest this. I love to hear you and Gastor talk about the election, particularly from Gastor perspective. And it was different because he's talking about him and his people in his background, and he was apologizing, and I just thought it was funny. But I kind of get how he feels. He was like, look, I did what I was supposed to do. It wasn't the whole group.
It's weird, man. Family is weird. Do you guys have close family or friends that you're like, God damn it, man, I gotta look at you sideways forever?
I got one aunt who's Republican, but she don't talk about it, and that's as good of a truce as you can get. And most of my family is either very progressive or at least like Democratic, so they don't, we don't really have a lot of the shit other people got to deal with.
Yeah, I have somebody in my life that voted for Trump the first time, and I'm like, I don't want to ask the second time. I don't want to know.
Right. Agreed, Keith. Right.
And
I know it has to be hard.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, because like I said, most people in my family, they openly say fuck Donald Trump. So it's a little different. We don't have to. Most of us don't have to hide it. Also, Keith, you talk about porn stats. I love porn stats. And the biggest reason why I know, because it tells us the truth about America. Because Pornhub does this big one annually, and every time Pornhub does the annual one, we actually do a whole show. We just talk about all the stats that they do from all across the country and the world. And we've learned that a lot of these states where they protest shit, whatever their top thing is, like publicly people will say they're against it. But the porn will tell you the truth on what the people actually jerk off to.
That's funny. Yeah, it's I do obviously I like the stats because I report on them, but at the same time I don't like that you're recording my stats. But it is fun to know that Maine is into ass to mouth.
Yeah, it's especially since like they don't. I think it almost be fun. They're never gonna do it, but I wish you could opt in. I wish Pornhub would send me like what Spotify does at the end of the year.
Oh, and
where it's like Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah,
I would like Pornhub Jacked or whatever, and it's like this is what you jacked off to in 2024. Like, oh, I guess I'm not against that.
Pornhub memories.
I said all this incest porn is sick, but if you put my favorite porn stars in it, I'm gonna jack to it either way. So maybe me and the rest of America kind of agree.
We agree on the same thing.
Yeah, there's some hypocritical states. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's always the best. That's the best part of our yearly recap is Tennessee passed 37 anti-trans laws. Number one porn thing was chicks with dicks.
Yes, that's what they searched.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, y'all.
Oh, Mississippi won't let black people vote anymore. Oh, Ebony, number one on their list. What a coincidence.
They're not playing it to go grrr.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing it to go grrr.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. And that's a running joke that me and Roger has, because when I first started looking for porn, I realized the only way to get black porn to pop up was to use Ebony. I was like, porn is the only place where you use Ebony, you will actually get what you're searching for. Anything else, you'd love to get black and blue, black. You're like, no, I just want black people. What is happening here, y'all? It's weird to me. It's just strange. The AI assistant saving lives was hilarious because you talking about how it sends reminders, and let you know. Roger had a theory when he was saying he watched the Apple commercial. He was like,
"Oh, it's not a theory. It's not a theory." Keith, you probably noticed this too. You watch enough football, you see some of these fucking commercials.
Right.
Every commercial for that fucking Apple AI shit makes the user like a huge fucking asshole. It's Bella Ramsey, the actress from The Last of Us and Game of Thrones. Her agent sets a lunch meeting with her. She didn't even read the fucking script. She tells the AI to summarize it and pretends that she did it. That makes you like a horrible, lazy fucking actress and a bad fucking client and a bad person. There's another one where a daughter is celebrating her dad's birthday and she got him like a gift, and the mom forgot it was his fucking birthday, tells the AI to make a video to give to him, and she sends him the video like, here's a bunch of pictures with sappy music, and they walk away and the fucking music at the end is like, I'm a genius. And I'm like, no, you're a fucking dick. You're a bad person.
I've seen them in offices, and it's like, did you read the report? Like a sitcom, like they know you're lying, right?
Right.
Give me 1 second. Type, latest shit, summarize. Okay, I just got my thoughts together.
Right.
One basically says, yeah.
Bullshit. I hate those commercials, and I hate if they work and that's the reason people buy shit. We're cooked as a society.
Yeah.
It's like we're cooked.
Like I saw one that was cool. It was like, hey, can you organize the restaurants near me in a list or something? I was like, that's a good thing that I wouldn't think to do on my own. That's a lot of work. But hey, it's my wife. My wife's mom died. Can you tell me what to say? What the fuck kind of weirdo are you?
Right. Instead of the list, the commercial would be like, I work for the FDA. Oh, what are people saying on Yelp in my area?
How do you feel about this? Raygun retiring. What is we gonna do, y'all? What is we gonna do?
I was just about to take her up on that $10,000 offer. I think I could beat her. I sincerely think I can learn the kangaroo in under 5 minutes, no exaggeration.
Yes.
And I can do a good worm. I think it'd be a challenge.
Do you think that's why she quit? Is like so many people like,
Right.
oh yeah, there's 1 million emails that we got today, and she's like, I should probably just quit. Everyone think they can whip my ass.
Right. Yeah, you scored 0. Like, has anybody ever scored 0?
Like even after Friday, if you put out a fucking email thing that was like the Mike Tyson challenge, if you ain't getting as many challenges as people want to dance against Ray Gun.
That's true.
And then she says, so me and my husband still do it in the privacy of our own home. We have fun with it. I'm like, it's not like if I put on music and me and Liz just dance together. This is break dancing, you and your husband. It's kind of weird. You specifically, Raygun, flopping like a fish. And he's like, good job. My turn.
It's also weird for anyone. Right. Meaning like if me and Karen threw on some tunes and started breakdancing in our house, that is a objectively weird thing for two people to do.
Get the cardboard, honey.
Right.
Yes, I need to be able to spin around.
Showtime.
Yeah, most people with their back pains and knee pains would not be able to do it. That's why she was out there flopping like a fish. Yes, you got anything, baby?
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to the trailer length before the movies. I don't get it anymore. It used to be a standard here in Charlotte at AMC. It was a standard about 30 minutes. Now sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 30. We go to movie times, all different times. I don't know when we're getting to 20 and when we're getting to 30, and I wonder if that's the point for people like us that wised up and said, "There's no fucking need for me to be in this bitch until you're showing movie." If they've decided like, actually, we got you, motherfuckers. Sometimes you're gonna show up and you're gonna miss 10 minutes of the movie, and sometimes you're gonna show up and you have to watch 10 minutes of extra trailers. You fucking decide.
You decide.
Yeah. Damn. He's
asshole. Kiss my ass. That shit is annoying. Cause
and all the promos are online anyway. We have to watch them now to watch my porn. And so I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yes, Keith.
Oh, guess what's coming out? Gladiator 2. We know.
Right.
Yes, Keith. And if you go to the movies as often as me and Roger do, you see the same trailer forever. And what really pissed me off, particularly during the pandemic, you see a trailer, and then once everybody started bringing their shit back, I looked at Roger. I was like, didn't this shit already come out? Roger was like, no, they pushed it back. I was like, oh my God, they've been showing this trailer for 5 years. Like, it didn't make no sense.
The worst to me are the ones where, especially during the pandemic, it's not as bad now, but it's still pretty bad, where they stopped showing trailers that had something to do with with what you were watching.
Yes.
But there used to be a time where it's like, oh, you're watching a kids movie, here's some kids trailers. Now it's like, you can be watching like a fucking kids movie and they're like, here's the Red Band trailer for John Wick 5. I'm like, are there just only 4 movies coming out next month? What's happening?
This was Inside Out too, and I'm seeing Terrifier.
Yes. It don't make
let it go.
Somebody just gave up Somebody just gave up. The algorithm quit. I don't know. Maybe the person that does that was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. They was like, well, shit, we ain't got the person that normally goes through to make sure this shit matches.
Right. Right.
Keith,
You,
what's the, go ahead.
well, you brought up, I'll tell you, you brought up the AI thing, and it was about, I guess if you have somebody as your emergency contact and you got to make some kind of plan, it goes, well, did you ask Sarah? Hmm? You know, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And Brother Love says, yeah, that happens to him. And he's like, I just want to make plans with my buddy, God damn it.
AI know you better than you know yourself.
Right. So the poll was, do you have someone listed under emergency contact in your phone?
I do.
25% of my audience does. You guys do?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
And whenever I do certain things, it's like, looks like you're about to work out at the gym. Want to check in with Karen? I was like, why would she need to? What kind of weird? What kind of person needs that on the other end? Don't think about me. Think about the kind of person that's like, so you went to the gym and worked out and no check-in?
What is you gonna die? Like, why do you need to contact me?
Here's a link to 10 reasons communication is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So at 25%,
I noticed you.
yes, says yes.
I noticed you tired of Uber and you didn't let me know when you.
That's
got
not
the
where you
Uber.
normally go. Call
Yeah.
it twice.
Fucking AI.
Yes, it's the downfall of us. KATG episode 3869, Donald Trump's 2025 cabinet. This is a solo show with just you, Keith.
Yes.
Keith wins again in poker.
Keith did win again in poker. That's a goddamn fact. He really is the perennial champ. And Wednesday, people get another chance, but the kid, often known as the king, is kind of the best. And he'll show up, and it must be a fun challenge to everybody. You know, if I'm playing football with against Tom Brady, he'd kick my ass, but it's still exciting because I'm in front of greatness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? And of course, people hate me, but they hate Tom Brady. So what are you gonna
That's
do?
facts.
Yeah. Tell them you if you hate the best, beat the best. If not, I don't know what to tell them, Keith.
Losers
right.
hate winners.
I don't know what to tell them.
To be the man, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
Yes. In this episode, we found out a man tossed a baby at a wall and fucked that baby up because he was down 2 points over a video game. And had the nerve to say, I heard something go poof. I was like, what?
Right. I doubt babies were involved, but I think we all know people that like they'll throw a controller, like really lose their shit.
Mm-hmm.
These controllers are fucking $40-$60.
Yes, Keith. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Like what kind of you can't control yourself?
To me, it's just as surprising as when you find out like the dude that tried to kill those people in the restaurant had a car.
Right.
It's like why do people like you have babies?
Right.
Like, what happened? I don't have babies because there was no point in my life where I was like, I think I can handle this. Seems
Well,
easy.
you have no control. You throw a baby, you have no control. You didn't control yourself, but dump inside. Yeah.
But then you did everything else that it took to get that baby to 8 months. I'm surprised it made it. That's a resilient.
Yes.
That was a resilient fucking child to make it that long with a fucking idiot like that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I understand the baby's still in the hospital. It's not looking good. He'll probably be, that'll be murder, of course.
Of course, if the baby leaves, yes.
Unless he can get $100,000 for bail.
I have it set that I'll only play that I'll only play Madden with single people. You can't have kids.
Yeah, because listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, the way I whoop ass, you gonna want to throw a baby. So you gonna
be throwing baby mad.
I need to know that no children or pets are in the area whenever I get on the sticks, because I expect abuse to happen to somebody, and it's best to happen to you and your stuff.
Is it just something I don't understand, the way I don't understand lawyers that will defend an obviously guilty person, that I don't understand? You know what? You're free to not stay in jail if you happen to get together $10,000. It's crazy to me. $100,000 bail and you're free to go. What does money have to do with any of it? And again, if you have that kind of money, why don't you have a couple bucks more to flee the fucking country? Because you will be found as a murderer.
My theory, whenever you hear a case like this, is that the judge knows they don't have it, And that's how they like it's whatever you don't got. Cause
Mhm.
if Puff Daddy got arrested for that, they're not setting the bail at $100,000.
Mm-mm.
But just somehow if Joe Blow does it, they're like, oh yeah, 100,000. That sounds it's like it's too much and sounds like a lot, but also no one can ever be like, Judge, you said he couldn't even get out. It's like, no, I said if he could get 100,000, he can get out, you know. It's not like he's Puff Daddy. I didn't say $1 billion. Come on, give me a break. But it's always too much anyway. So I think they know what they're doing with that bullshit. But it would be surprising.
What do they do with that money? Just hold on to it?
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I think some of it is forfeit if you don't come back. Like, I don't know exactly how it all works, but I know that's what bail bondsmen do. Like, you put up a percentage, the bail bondsman puts up a percentage, and the bail bondsman is responsible for like the money doesn't come back unless I make you fucking come in and.
Oh, that's why they go hunt your ass down.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, that's what Dog the Bounty Hunter was kind of
If
doing.
they hunt your ass down, and then you would owe $100,000, is what I understand.
Right.
You lost that 10,000. Period.
Yeah.
Cause I had to take the manpower to come get you, so I'm keeping my money.
Yeah, I think your shit is non-refundable. I think you're part of it. I don't think you can just get it back. Although that is weird. I feel like if I get not guilty, I should get it back.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it's like 10 years later, however long the trial takes, it's like not guilty. I'm gonna need my $10,000. I didn't do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know those babies. They was on the wall when I got there.
Babies was already in the room playing the video games. What is we talking about here? Everybody that Trump picked for his cabinet is the opposite of whatever department they're on.
It really is.
That's what I've realized, that like anything he picked, I was like, oh, everything you said, you're against these departments.
So this is the cover of the New York Post, a right-wing magazine, but they're showing the popular picture now of Air Force, whatever the fuck, and Trump and Elon Musk and Donald Jr. and RFK Jr., who's going to be the new health czar, who doesn't believe in vaccines, doesn't know how to talk properly,
right,
and has a worm in his brain. They're all eating McDonald's.
Yep.
And you can see RFK can't even hide his face. Like, I think it's clear I'm against this shit.
Right.
Soda. Right. I'm against this food. And it's just a picture of one weirdo after another. And I'll put it at keithandthegirl.com, but I'm sure you've seen it. Even like you see Elon Musk eating French fries. The fries are sideways, and there's ketchup like inside the fry box. Like that's like just everything about it is fucking weird. And then I see on X, on Twitter, Margot Martin, the deputy director of communications, writes, and not being sarcastic, writes, this is what it's like walking by the cool kids table, American flag. What kind of weird Oh, these cool kids.
All of them are weird.
What
Yep.
the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's always weird, like when you talked about how going back to Somerset and stuff.
Yeah.
How it's this idea of like yeah, man, you know, we just vote for this guy because we hate liberals, we hate rich people, we hate and I'm like, they're all those things low key. Like all those guys are the rich elite Hollywood celebrity people that can't be. You can't look at that table and you're a fucking coal miner and be like, yeah, man, finally representation matters.
Right. Trump's Diet Coke fixation, I'm reading, is so pervasive that Kennedy, RFK, shared on a podcast that UFC CEO Dana White told him he's never seen the 45th president, quote, drink a glass of water in the 20 years that he knew him. Trump, 78, is usually pictured sitting with a glass of his favorite carbonated beverage, even on his plane and during meetings with foreign counterparts. But RFK Jr. is famously none too sweet on sugary beverages like soda, including those with artificial sweeteners like Trump downs every day. In fact, the nephew of President John F. Kennedy, just bringing that up, puts aspartame, the ingredient that puts the diet in Diet Coke, right alongside chemicals such as the Roundup weed killer's active ingredient and blah, 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 as public health hazards. This is the health, and you got to sit there and take a picture with McDonald's. Is he like, no, not with me? He's like, no, you're taking a picture with the burger.
Yeah, Roger brought up a good point. Yeah, we was on our show, Keith, and Roger was saying one thing about Trump going to be sure that he's going to have something to be like, gotcha, bitch, and you mine, and you're going to bow down. He's done that. to everybody, you
Well,
know.
it's just all these people normally start out against him, and then they capitulate to him. But there's always a moment where he lets us know that he knows you're his bitch. And that was RFK Jr.'s moment. That was
Yeah.
his, this
Yeah.
guy knows he's my bitch. And he goes through systemically with all of them that turncoat, the Lil Mark Rubio and shit. It's always like, yeah, he's my bitch now.
Right.
Ted Cruz is him and his ugly wife are my bitches. And yes, Ted, you may have a job because you know you're my bitch. Elon Musk would have sucked my dick in the Oval Office. He's my bitch now. Yes, Elon, you may be the Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah, you bring up the point about my hick town that I'm from, and why they're pretending that they would let Trump at a party that they had in their double trailer. It's so ridiculous. And to go, look, these are the cool kids at this table. Like, what are you doing? When people say how fucking funny Trump is, you wouldn't buy a stand-up ticket from him.
Right.
Oh, Saturday I'm busy this Saturday. What's with this weird shit on what's funny and what's fucking cool? Alec Baldwin, people are shitting on him because he did an RFK Jr. impression on SNL. Let's see. Da, da, da. I'm so honored, Baldwin was saying as RFK. Excuse me. I'm so honored to be the head of the Department of Health and Human Services. Americans need someone to teach them how to be healthy, like me, a 70-year-old man with movie star looks and a worm in his brain. And he does that warbly voice that Kennedy had.
Right.
And so now people are pretending that it's offensive.
Yes.
Like, this guy has an actual disease or a problem. Yes. How's that funny? I don't know, but it was funny when Trump did that multiple sclerosis or whatever that one reporter had a problem with.
It was funny. It was funny when Tony Hinchcliffe had the whole crowd laughing at Puerto Rico being trash, but suddenly now feelings are very important. And don't you pick on our buddy, RFK Jr.,
who we always loved. Baldwin's nasty impression, this is from the Post, of RFK fell flat with many SNL viewers who panned the actor for mocking Kennedy's vocal condition, which is caused by spasmodic dysphonia, a condition that causes spasms in the vocal cords. No, it's just interesting. The guy's like, I can't hear you. That's interesting. Why is Alec Baldwin making fun of RFK's voice? I don't know. That's pretty insensitive, said a moron on X. I added that.
Some shit y'all don't really care about.
Another X user said incredulously, so now we're making fun of neurological disorders?
I do wonder how many of those people are actually fans of SNL.
Agreed.
Because if you've been watching SNL all this time and now you're like, today they went too far. Right. I have a hard time believing that. I feel like they've randomly got a couple, people from Twitter that were quote unquote outraged and then were like, many people hate this show now. It's like, I doubt it's many people, and I doubt that these are people that are fans.
But Karen, you bring up the cabinet and everything. Matt Gaetz, do people just not believe it? Is being looked at for fucking underage people. Now we have another guy. I didn't know about this. Pete Hegseth. He was a Fox News anchor. He's going to be added. Trump's hoping he gets added to his cabinet. Sexual assault paid in a settlement. Trump didn't know that. So they said, hey, they're going to look into everything. Anything you should tell me? No. Okay. Oh, shit. They found out that you paid off a sexual abuse case. Right. Right. And then everybody acts like, hey, what are you going to do? That's supposedly the thing that the right hated, that the Democrats were drinking babies' bloods, aborting them after they were born, raping the little infants. This is what you are being investigated for.
That shit should disqualify you.
That would really just take up time to look more into it.
Right.
That's their job.
Let's shut down the ability of the FBI to probe the backgrounds of the people that we want to put on the most powerful appointments in the country.
Right.
If my parents were looking into something I did wrong, and then somebody goes, "Hey, Keith, your new job is you're their parents." Okay, weirdo, thanks.
Right. Oh man, yeah. The woke DEI had to be stopped though, guys. They were putting people in positions of power they didn't deserve, didn't earn, and were not. Oh wait, that's what we're doing right now. We're actually gonna do that. Not
We're actually gonna do the shit that we claim that y'all.
What'd you do for your living? I post Fox News. Okay, you're the new attorney general.
You're the right. Pete Hegseth is slated to be in charge of the Department of Defense. Meanwhile, he has white supremacist tattoo about the
Right.
Crusades. No exaggeration.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. What are we defending, really?
Yes.
Agreed. What are we defending? And the last thing I wanted to bring up was.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. One
ahead.
last thing.
Go ahead.
And also, even if it is the majority of people or a lot of people that support this bullshit, that does not make it right.
Agreed.
Like, that's what was so funny about the person that wrote in to keep on Reddit to be like, all these people voted for this and you're just gonna talk bad about them. Yes, because it's wrong. You know what else a lot of people were against? The civil rights movement. You don't take a poll and go, well, if everybody is mad at Martin Luther King, then I guess we should all be. Nah, sometimes people are just fucking wrong, and it's a lot of people. How many movie reviews has Keith done where it's got a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes? He's like, all these people are wrong. Sometimes people just wrong.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. The last thing I want to talk about, Keith, and I started like actually laughing once I found this out. After the election was like done, people started Googling like, why wasn't Biden on the ballot? How can I change my vote? And you was like, oh, that's right. A lot of y'all are just stupid as shit.
And everybody knows that no matter what side you're on, everybody's dumb. So now you're grabbing onto the majority bullshit instead of what's right.
Yep.
Yeah, what is a tariff? Right. Oh, you won't Google that now, like after the election. Okay. Keith, what was the poll?
The poll was, did you watch? This was me guessing about the boxing match the next day, and I love betting on shit, but I couldn't because I don't know if this shit's rigged. But I do know it's rigged a lot of times, and especially something at this level that's getting everybody's attention. That's basically free if you have Netflix, right? Did you watch let's see. Did you watch the riggings later? The riggings later. This poll was, did you watch the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson live when it premiered? 50-50. I did. I mean, at least I tried. This was buffering like a mug.
That's what I was hearing. You have anything else, baby?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me look at my notes.
Just in case.
Yep, we did the bitch thing about him. Oh, Keith, did you ever worry? I'm assuming you're gonna say no, but I don't know. Did you ever think or worry about being in an Alex Jones situation? Because like Alex Jones' thing was like, look, I'm on here. I say the truth, the freedom of speech. I could be a bit stubborn. I feel how I feel. I know in the past you've had moments where people write in like, no, Keith, that's not the queen doesn't really kill the horses or whatever the fuck. Have you ever wondered, like, could you be sued? How far are you willing to take? Like, your like, this is what the fuck I thought versus like these motherfuckers are taking me to court.
If Parliament told me why it's illegal to say that the Queen of England has guards shoot the horses because she blames the farts on the horses that she's obviously making, I'd only say it 2 more times tops.
I need to see them play it as evidence in the courtroom. Right. I need you to take it all the way to the Supreme Court.
But no, I don't. I'm not very worried.
I need Your Honor, Exhibit A. Oh, I can't control myself.
If it starts getting into death threats, I guess.
Yeah.
But you know what? She has guards. These poor families didn't have guards when people are threatening them because Sandy Hook was supposedly fake.
Right.
Yeah. I watched the documentary, which I suggest everybody do. It's one on HBO that I watched. It's like Alex Jones versus something. But I watched the documentary and I'm so glad I did, because these dumb motherfuckers and these people that always try to downplay and support shit like this, they depend on us not to know the details.
Yeah.
Once you watch the documentary and see how far he just keeps going, where like it's obvious it's made up, it's obviously you're lying, like fucking court cases, lawyers, judges have warned you. You're in the trial. You're sitting there. They're fucking being like, listen, you can't say this. You're going to lose the case. Your lawyers are telling you that. And he kept going. It just takes away all the excuses, because I've heard people try to simplify it down to like, well, if you're on a podcast, you can't just say, well, like maybe this thing. It's like he went so much further than that.
And these things are fact. And they was like, I'm getting threats because of this shit. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. And they was like, oh, word, okay. So yes, I'm glad he lost everything. I'm glad the Onion bought it. They said,
and I guarantee that those families are still getting shit because it's done.
Today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm glad that the fans like, oh, we'll take less just so y'all can afford to pay for the shit. Yes, take everything away from him.
We'll take less because I'm not going to get $1 billion anyway, quite frankly. So here's the way that I can get it. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad, because the whole time I was like, oh yeah, fuck him. And I like, if my child died and you went on your air and said my child was not real, never existed, I made the bullshit up, and I'm holding a birth certificate in my hand, it's gonna be a fuck you forever too. I'm with the families on that one. Yes.
Amen.
KATG episode 3870, the rapist versus the dipshit, aka Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, with Brother Love.
Yes.
Was he an asshole?
No, he's fun. He was funny the night before when we were virtually watching it. We got into it. This is before I heard watching it as racist. But
no, I said racism is the reason we watch. It's not
okay.
It doesn't make you racist to watch, but we watching. I don't know why. You can go back as far as time. People love a good black versus white. I don't know why.
It's the undercurrent. Hey there, how you doing, Brother Love?
Hey, what's happening, Keith Malley? How are you?
I'm doing all right. We happen to be on your show right now. By happen to mean I texted you to call in and you just did now. But the Morrows are gonna go over our episode 3870, the rapist versus the dipshit. Please, Karen.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
All right, sounds good.
Can he hear us? Can he hear us on his side?
Yeah.
Are you there? Did you ask me a question? Did I miss something?
No, you hear
Karen did her, hey baby, and I was just like, I didn't know we were gonna get an apple back or something. I
didn't know, if you can hear us, we can watch it talking right on our side.
Maybe that is a problem. Did you hear other people talking or just me?
Just you.
Okay, I will relay the message. That's interesting.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Okay.
Well, you need to tell him that Karen said, hey baby.
Karen says, hey baby.
Hi, Karen. Hello. How are you?
Great, sweetie.
Sweetie. Good.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I got it right.
Yes, you can predict me. Yes.
Suck my balls.
It sounds fantastic. Right on. Oh.
Y'all watch. Go ahead. Y'all watch 5 hours of boxing. This is one reason why I was like, I'm not gonna be watching this till 3 a.m.
Yeah, it started at 8. Started at 8, and the final match wasn't until midnight.
Woo.
Yeah, it was too late. Too late for the old guy. Come on, I'm only a few years younger than Mike Tyson, and I'll tell you, I mean, you know what? For $20 million, never mind. He should have. He could have brought it. No, but in all seriousness, I don't think he had the legs. He wasn't able to do it. You should have started the damn fight earlier. Give him a fighting shot. Give him, a little daytime, like a matinee. I think he would have gotten a few more punches in if it was earlier in the day.
Even Biden said, I don't want to do meetings after 9 p.m.
Exactly. I mean, it took Biden a little long to quit, but, he finally figured it out. Mike Tyson quit, came back. So maybe Biden will take a lesson in a few years. He'll come back. Biden will come back.
They give him $20 million.
Yes, I would come back for $20 million. In this episode, you guys talk about how the undercards were more fun than the main fight. This happens a lot in boxing. I've seen too, how the undercards fight really, really hard. And then you get to the main fight. Sometimes you be like, this is not enjoyable at all.
Well, the undercards were real. That's why it was more fun. I am convinced that this was rigged. What did you think, Brother Love? The main fight.
The main fight, yeah. You know what? I will say that maybe it was like, all right, if Tyson can knock what was his name? Jake Ryan.
Yeah, close enough.
If if there's, what's his name? Is it not Jake Ryan?
Jake
What's
Paul.
his name?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. My apologies to Jake, Ryan, and Paul, and all of the above. But, I mean, I kind of feel like it was like, all right, if he can do it, he's going to do it in the first round, right? That's what everybody said. And Jake was probably like, you know what? If he can knock me out in the first round, let's do it, right? Great. And if not, then I won't hit him too hard. We're just going to go through the motions. But it seemed like neither of it. Yeah, I think it seemed like let's not hurt a 58-year-old man. I think. I think you're right, Keith. I think so.
I'm not sure. I think you said everything. You think it was rigged during the game, during the match? They rigged it.
I think maybe after the first round, it was like, all right, like all bets are off on the first round. If Tyson knocks him out in the first round, wow. Because otherwise it would have been rigged for that, right? It could have been rigged for that. But the fact of the matter is that it was very obvious and evident that Mike Tyson didn't have much at all. So what are you going to do? Beat the hell out of him? Yeah, I think you're right. It was like, okay, if the first round comes and goes and everybody's still standing, then we're gonna dance and hit lightly and try to make it the best show we could.
But knockout WWE matches look more real to me. You guys, even though you didn't see it, you've definitely seen clips. They could have hit the other person in the face so many fucking times that it just never happened.
I didn't even watch the clips. Really,
yeah, and if it was a WWE or WWF, whatever it is,
right.
at the end when Jake put his hands down, and did the Obi-Wan Kenobi, as it were, put his defenses down. If it were WWE, I think it probably would have beat the hell out of him, like took him down.
Right.
A dirty shot, a real dirty shot. But we're not used to that kind of civility these days.
I don't think it's civility. Tyson, his bells are ringing. He knew the match was still going on. I don't think he realized, they're giving me a nice karate bow. He knew he can't hit him. He probably thought he was being mocked, not being appreciated.
I think it's obvious that
I don't know. He just once you don't have that killer instinct, then what do you got left, really? Right? He's known for just being a killer in the ring. I mean, that's what the boxing is. And if you're not even halfway to the killer instinct, then you're no way a killer instinct. Then yeah, he's probably just standing around being like, all right, is it over yet? Do I get paid?
Well, just to jump ahead real quick, I'll let you go since you can't hear them. But the poll was the rapist versus the dipshit rigged? That's 50-50. The audience is
50-50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
yeah.
Please. I was just going to say, do me a favor and tell people about this country music news that I just found out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still, until it happens, I'm kind of just going. I'm gingerly moving forward. No, I mean, I'm there. I'm supposed to do it, but anything can happen. Tune in on Wednesday night to the CMA Awards, the Country Music Association Awards, and one of the co-hosts, and basically, arguably, country music's biggest star and wonderful person, I might add, Lainey Wilson is performing, and I will be playing percussion and singing with Lainey Wilson.
Snap now.
So that'll be really cool. So tune in. That should be a lot of fun.
Very nice. And if it's lip synced or anything like that, can you chew gum? That'll be like a little wink to the Keith and McGraw audience.
Well, it's country music. The stage is very elaborately set. I'm sure there's a little hay I could pull off somewhere. A little hay and just kind of chew on that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, cool. It's very fun recording with you and fun to hear your voice now. And congrats again. And I've mentioned this before. I'll say it till the day I die, unless his voice goes. Brother Loves Music and Them Vibes Music is so good. And what a load off my back knowing that as a friend. I can say that comfortably. So thank you.
Thank you. And it's a load off. Anybody who knows, you're an honest appraiser of talent.
Thank you.
So I appreciate what you're saying, because if you didn't like it, then it would just be so awkward. So thanks for keeping it.
We can stay friends.
That's not me. All right.
Right.
Thanks.
I like, by the
Oh.
way, so I have this phone system, and of course, like anything now, it has a caller ID, but it puts his last name first. Love brother. We were just going
Oh,
Oh,
with.
that's
that's
Yeah.
nice.
sweet.
That's beautiful.
All right, I'll
Right.
talk to you later. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye,
Peace.
baby.
Yeah, it looked rigged to me from the setup. So I didn't even
Right.
watch it. I was never interested in really watching it. And I think it works on people for every reason that you had going into it, right? The
Mhm.
what if Mike Tyson's crazy and he can't control it and he fucking just starts choking this man in the middle of the ring and bites his ear off? Like, it's like none of it was like boxing related for why people were watching it. None of us think they're both good boxers at this point.
Mm-mm.
So it wasn't like, and honestly, like that's what happened to boxing. People don't really like boxing anymore anyway.
Not like they used
If
to.
I
No.
actually told you two people are going to fight who are really good at boxing and it's going to be on Netflix, people are like, I'm not watching that shit. But second, you're like, one of them's Mike Tyson and one of them's a guy that you just fucking hate from the internet. You're like, I might have to watch that. So that was
Yeah.
part of it. The other part of it is just money wise. It doesn't make sense to me for Mike Tyson to see this as anything other than someone thought a 60-year-old version of me was worth giving $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir, for thinking of me.
Yep.
That's it.
Mhm.
There's no reason for him to want to kill this guy. Y'all want to kill this guy. Mike Tyson's not on YouTube getting upset about this guy,
Mhm.
whatever the fuck. He's not reading the X or
He's
Twitter.
60.
Like, he's not doing any of the things that make you hate Jake Paul. That's just a dude who came to him with a $20 million opportunity. And the last thing he's going to do is go knock this fucking guy out in front of the rest of us. It's the easiest money he's ever gotten. He just has to do a couple training videos of him punching something not moving or some nice guy who's just holding up pads. And we'll talk ourselves into it. Do 2 interviews where he does Mike Tyson things in the interview.
Mhm.
Because everyone always thinks that stuff isn't part of like an act because we know he's legitimately very violent.
Right.
But he's also one of the best salesmen ever when it comes to selling you to watch a fight. There's so many Mike Tyson fights where I'm like, I don't even know if I want to watch this. He's 40 now. And then he'll do an interview and he's like, I'm going to eat your kids. I'm going to fuck you in the ass, white boy. And I'm going to make you love me. I'm like, I got to watch this fight, right? I gotta see what the fuck that looks like on a Saturday night.
I
you
wouldn't
watch
say
it?
all that if I didn't mean it. Like if it didn't come out beyond my control, I wouldn't be able to
I
say
wouldn't say it.
words.
Almost no other boxer would.
Right.
Yeah. And
But at the
most
same
don't.
time, have y'all ever heard him when he's not selling a fight? It's almost boring.
Right.
Right.
He's a very
Dubs, yeah.
he's like fucking, I'm just such a grateful person for the opportunities I was given. And you're like, this is not the guy who says he's gonna rape those guys' children till they loved them.
Mm-mm.
That is not the same fucking person or whatever.
He's not as angry, right?
But I think it's part of the act because we remember the ones where he like knocks someone in 90 seconds.
Mhm.
We forgot the 15 years of like Mike Tyson getting tired by the 3rd round, and then us all being like, God, I think he wants to have a nap. He looks
He's like, he's had
tired.
enough of this.
He looks ready to go home, and so I just can't. I couldn't watch that because I knew the outcome.
I look back at the interviews now, the short little clips that I've seen online, and one was a woman asking, "Hey, what do you have to lose if you lose this match?" And he goes, "I'm not going to lose." It's like, but if you did, I said I'm not going to lose, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm believing this match. But then also looking back, perhaps you saw this online. Girl, like 11, 12 years old, let's say, is interviewing Mike Tyson. I don't know if you forget who he's talking to, but looking back, he seemed ready to lose.
Well, in your return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. What type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that?
Well, if not you, then I guess you're ready for $20 million.
Yeah, and I think when he says I'm gonna win, I can't lose. I've made $20 million. I can't lose.
Mm-mm.
With-
And shout
with a
out
big
to that
ego,
kid
so
for
I'ma
being a
die.
professional.
What's for her being a fresh? Yeah.
Yes.
Keep in
There
mind,
was-
she's
it
a
was
girl.
like back to to you, front desk. That's what she might as well have said.
Right. Here's some more.
With a big ego, so I'm gonna die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before. Someone say that as an answer.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead? You think somebody really wants to think about you? I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the fuck cares about me when I'm gone?
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you're at 12 and going, that's something I've never would have thought of. You're like, me either, baby. Me either. We all are confused, baby.
That's so funny because in real time, when that clip started going around the internet, I saw people talking themselves into how that meant he was gonna win. And I was like, that what? I'm like, man, I'm so glad I'm off this narcotic. I feel like Mike Tyson got me for like 2 pay-per-views after he got out of jail, and I was like, oh no. I know what this is.
Yeah, we used to do boxing fights and shit. Where we invite a bunch
of parties,
boxing parties. But we would invite a bunch of friends and would stay up all night and shit like that. So we really used to be into it. But I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, and I also have very bad memories of it being 5 hours.
Yeah,
like that was like you get hyped for a fight. The idea is in your mind is like, fuck, I'm tuning in at 8 o'clock on Saturday to see a fight, and it's like, no, you tune in at 8 o'clock and watch a bunch of people you never heard of fight
hard as hell too.
Well, the last day I drank was what I would say is my bottom was me falling down on the ground, the bottom of the fucking place. It was an MMA fight, and I got there when it started because it's like, I don't know, $60, $70 at this bar. What am I supposed to do? 5-6 hours later, stop drinking?
Right.
Can't stand
right. We used to do those too, MMA fights and all that.
People always wonder why in Vegas in the crowd there's always like fights that break out. I'm like, well, if you've been sitting around for 4 hours drinking,
yes,
right,
waiting on the real fight to start, some real fights gonna start in the stands
in the background.
Yeah, and that was another gimmick fight. That was Mayweather and McGregor.
Yeah,
I didn't know the rules. I didn't know I'd have to be up all night. God damn.
Yeah, and once again, that racism.
Yeah,
that was a big one. That was black versus white.
Is that the one where he had that sombrero hat? No, okay, that's another fight.
No, that's another. Once again, racism. That was De La Hoya versus Mayweather.
That's right.
And that's the thing. Like, boxing is one of the few places where we just are like, so it is okay to just root for your race here. Like
here, yeah.
Everywhere else, we're like, no, that's racist. You should just appreciate the meritocracy that you see on
boxing.
Boxing is just like, so you going for the Spanish dude because you Spanish, and I'm going for the black dude. Yep. All right, cool. Well, let's watch it together and be mad at each other.
That's the beauty of the Olympics. It's the only time you can be like, hey, France, fuck you.
Yeah, it really is.
It's the united front.
Every negative stereotype. I watched a couple boxing matches in mixed company. One of them was McGregor Mayweather, where I made a bunch of money side betting these white people because white people was talking themselves into this dude beating Floyd Mayweather. And I'm like, I have never seen Floyd Mayweather successfully hit by anything. Like,
and it's because of the way he fights.
But it's just, he's fought so many people. It's boring to watch him fight.
Yes, it is.
This motherfucker can't get hit. It's like watching Neo in the Matrix. If the whole Matrix was him dodging bullets for 2 hours, and you're just like, oh wait, I can probably go home. Right.
Like, why are we here?
So I watched that with them, and they were rooting for McGregor, and I made a bunch of money. And then another time I watched De La Hoya fight Mayweather. Now it was just it was no like Mexican people at the fight at the party, but the best part was Floyd Mayweather came out in a sombrero, and the fight was on Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, it was.
It's just racism.
And he danced all the way down the aisle. It was hilarious.
There's no reason for him to do that.
No.
Other than to be like, ha ha, you're Mexican, and that's funny to me. Right. And I'm gonna go beat you up.
Yes,
that's crazy.
It was ridiculous.
Anyway.
And it was one of those things where you see it, you go, wait a minute. He got on a sombrero. It was one of those things where everybody was like, what is happening?
Racism was happening.
Yes, that's exactly.
He had the Mexican flag colors on the shit. It was
ridiculous.
Anyway,
yes, it was.
Boxing is okay to be racist, and I think sadly Jake Paul knows that,
and
he
he's cashing in.
I don't know what other off-brand black person he's gonna fight next.
It's gonna
Because
be
there's never
somebody.
nobody that can really fight. It's never just like,
Right.
I'm gonna go fight a guy who beats people up for a living. It's always like, I'm gonna fight that dude that y'all had seen in a viral video that knocked someone out in the parking lot. I'm like, well, I guess I'll watch it because it's black people versus white people. Well,
Which makes me think again of the Karate Kid TV show I'm watching. But anyways,
yeah. What are you doing?
I am caught up
Okay.
on Karate Kid.
I've never seen an episode.
You know me either. I've never
No
seen
kidding.
an
You're
episode.
grown adults. I have a disease,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the movie as a kid, if not 2, 3, 5 of them. And then I'm like, all right, let me see what the hype is of this TV show. Next thing you know, there's season 2. Next thing you know, what am I gonna do? Quit at season 6, part 2?
Right. You gotta finish it.
I'm in this
finish it out.
fucking hell. By the way, in the Karate Kid world,
Yeah.
you think like one of the bad guys, they get put in jail for murder and arson.
Mhm.
Then next season they come back and they're like, aren't you supposed to be in jail? And they're like, I had a crafty lawyer. Next, moving
Yep.
on.
That's-
There's like, we don't give a fuck about
And
reality.
that's what we call writing, folks.
I talked my
Yes.
way out of it. Oh, okay.
Can't pay the AI for that.
No, you cannot. My last thing about this episode, and we can move on.
Yes.
Y'all talk about Netflix glitching. My thing is, how is Netflix going to be able to do an NFL game? Like, I don't understand. Do you know how many people will burn that bitch down when they sitting in there with their goddamn families on Thanksgiving and that motherfucker is goddamn glitching?
I think it's Christmas, right?
I mean, that's what I mean, Christmas.
Yeah. They're doing a game on Christmas and Beyonce's doing the halftime show.
I think that's two different. I don't know how many things are on Netflix, but I do know on Christmas, Netflix is Steelers and Chiefs. That is
okay.
what Beyonce is doing. That's all I know.
Oh, she's doing the Texan one.
Yes.
My bad.
Okay.
Whew,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah, because
I wasn't worried about the game, but I was very worried about getting a fucking 404 screen during Beyonce.
Yeah, we weren't gonna do that. And the thing is, Netflix is gonna have to. I know them and Amazon ain't the same, but when Kendrick Lamar did the pop out tour and like everybody and their mama was watching that shit was fucking crystal goddamn clear the whole time. Did nothing glitch, did nothing click, did nothing do nothing. So it's like, hey, y'all gonna have to cough up and pay for more bandwidth. You know, if you can't take this boxing fight, what are you gonna do when you have millions of people viewing for a Christmas game?
Right. Agreed. No,
So,
you're right. Things will be burned down if they don't have it together by then. If I may say one more thing about this Karate Kid TV show, if you do have the disease I have and you have to watch it and you drink, play the drinking game every time they say the word bitch. Hey, men, women, everybody, you bitch, you son of a bitch. This
Everybody's a
writer
bitch.
loves everybody being a bitch. It's very interesting.
Somebody should do a supercut. Get that on the internet.
Very
You know
interesting.
what, Keith? I bet you if you Google it, somebody has.
The energy these kids waste by flipping around all over. Do you remember the Monkey Man in Bloodsport? He would look at this and be like, "This is fucking ridiculous." You know, they're doing flips, laying into splits for no fucking reason, jumping
Just
on somebody's back to get a higher distance. Like, aren't you exhausted?
Those are the things that make me not want to fight people, though.
It would scare me. I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay.
You start flipping around. If I'm like, I'm gonna kick your ass, and you just start flipping off the walls, I'm like, actually, I'm not gonna kick your ass. I'm good. You got energy to spare.
Yeah, I will bypass this.
But like I said, the poll was the show rigged? It's 50-50. Snicky wrote, I was wondering if the poll was going to be how much cooking spray did they spray on those ring girls' knockers?
I did see that on Twitter. Everybody was sharing them titties.
Of course.
They were like,
They shot.
they were showing the ad, how to follow her Instagram. I was like, she the real winner of this shit, apparently.
And they said one of them was doing the ring, and they go, I don't know her names, but they're like, and this is Vanessa, and she's a veteran as a ring holder, ring round.
Yeah.
They're like,
Right.
she's real good.
Yeah, that's how you know. That's just how much you know this was such bullshit.
Right.
Is that every place they could put like an extra, like, isn't this a weird spectacle? They would just put it over there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like between rounds, we need these ring girls to look like greased up porn stars.
Yes.
Because this fight is bullshit. We know it's bullshit. We need every celebrity in the first row. Anyone who owes us a favor, get Rosie Perez. Don't she owe Netflix something?
They was calling them. You need to move
Put her on the broadcast. Has she ever watched fighting? We don't care.
On the
Just
show,
everywhere people look, they need to find a thing that they want to tweet about.
It's on the show we did with Brother Lover one before that in show pictures. When Mike Tyson during the weigh-in slapped Jake Ryan in the face, and
Jake.
and you see the ring girls like are standing there in the background also. They're smiling, just tits out, like they don't know. They don't even know what's happening. A slap
Yeah.
happened. You're like, look at my tit.
That's because before the broadcast started, someone's job was to yell at them like, and you guys are here to smile and show tits. I don't give a fuck what's happening. You look directly in that camera. We smile and you shake them titties. That's all we gonna cut to you every once in a while. If I fucking, God help me, I look over here. One of y'all's fucking thinking. If you're looking in the ring, if it looks like you know what the fuck is going on, you're fucking fired. You're done in this time.
You know, like I know some bartenders, the women, and they say to their boyfriends, like, sorry, but at work I have to pretend I'm single. It really helps with tips. I wonder if they tell these ring girls, it's like, I don't want anybody to think you're thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fucking book?
Is that a thought I see in your face?
Put that shit down. Okay. Don't let me catch you in the green with a Kindle.
I'm smacking it out your hand. They're gonna go to evil boss.
Why do you need a backpack?
Yeah.
What could be in there? It better be more hot clothes, because if I don't,
They walk in the room and they're like, I need to talk to the girls. All right, everyone come here, line up. Is this a fucking finished Sudoku puzzle? Is that what the fuck I'm looking at right now?
they sell Sudoku puzzles finished now.
Who did this?
Who answered all the questions?
If a janitor found this would fuck up your career more than when Taylor Swift left football crypto at the Kansas City Stadium.
Yeah.
Do you think at the end of the match, like somebody's partner or parent goes, great job, by the way?
Yeah.
Fucking
Hey
great.
girl, them titties was tittying. Okay.
You did that.
You gonna be in the next ring girl call too.
Yes. I would love a Netflix miniseries on those women. What I have to go through.
Right.
That'd be great. Q&A, episode 171. Push it to the side.
We had our buddy Newsy, obviously. We had
Mhm.
Neil. We had Sean. We had Matthew. We had James. We had Mimi Cherry. So funny. I love this group. Sean is funny. He's one of these things that you can see on YouTube. He started in a chair, then all of a sudden he's sitting on his bed, then he's laying down on his bed. This motherfucker's riddle of the Sphinx. You know what I mean? But it's very
Shout out to Newsy for a new work site. Yay, less political talk and no more Gangster Friday. Shout out to you
Good
for
for
not
them.
having to deal with that
Yeah, good job.
anymore.
Glad to hear it.
I one of them things. I was like, I'm glad he got the lead aside. I was like, I hope, I was like, if he goes somewhere else, that'll be a good thing. And you made that announcement. I was like, yay, I was really happy for you.
yes.
Plans for a three-way that didn't happen, and Newsy ended up going to sleep.
He's getting older.
Waiting for the person to contact them. You was willing to cross state lines.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I guess they just ran out of city names, and so they repeat some sometimes. But that was still in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Okay. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, knowing me, I would go to sleep too. Like, you get to a certain age, you be like, look, if you ain't called by 11:30, I'm not leaving the house.
Mhm.
When you young, you like, oh, the night just started at 12. Now you like, if we can't make these arrangements by 9, it ain't happening.
You tell me I'm risking my life and I'm tired? Fuck that.
Right. And I got to get up to work in the morning. No, thank you. Activities need to be starting by then or in the process by then. I'm with you on that one. And sounds like Newsy enjoys Band-Aid and bandages wrapped around people. Is that a kink or something? Because he was talking about how he enjoyed like people with Band-Aids on them, on their bodies and stuff like that. I was like, is that a kink or something? It might be. Who knows?
I don't know. I was paying more attention to Sean.
Mhm.
Did you have anything, baby? Did you want to add?
I wonder if people stopped talking politics at work because they knew they did a terrible thing.
I believe so.
Like it was more fun when you were the union guy being, it was fucking Kamala or whatever. And then it's like you win and you're like, I don't want to say I did that when we lose our union jobs in the next couple years and people start looking around the consequences of this shit. Hey, let's just go back to just talking about sports. What do you think about the Steelers?
Yeah, I bet you they're gonna have policies. Don't talk about politics. Like they're gonna start like revamping.
I don't know if they'll have to. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a policy. I don't think you have to tell people to stop talking about it. I think
They know
this
better.
is what people do when they know that shit wasn't right.
Yeah, when they knew it wasn't right.
Like it was cute when it was like a
theory.
theory and it wasn't going to happen or, whatever. Then it's like, yeah, so I don't want to come in here and hear everybody bring up the latest cabinet appointment at the job.
Right.
Newsy's impression of me was not the greatest impression.
Reminder.
But I appreciate it. He was saying how he was listening to our show back when Travis Scott was under fire for his concert where a bunch of people got trampled to death. And I remember going on the show and it was the height of everybody being like, he's going to jail. He's a murderer. And I was like, gosh,
that's not
do we expect to be here a year from now and be like Travis Scott's in jail for murder of 14 people?
Right.
Or have we seen this happen a bunch of times at people's concert? No one ever goes to jail. They always pay out some people and feel bad about it. And also, like, that's not even his fucking job. Like, the venue has a job. This is like if we did the Black Guy Tips live and some of you motherfuckers trampled somebody and then I'm like, well, I guess that's on me. No, it's not. You guys are the fucking trample police. Where the fuck is security?
Yes.
Like, I know there's, anecdotal.
I agree with you, of course, but you would acknowledge it.
Well, I know he acknowledged it, but it didn't count. It was all like, he said something on his Instagram page, but fuck him. Like, it was just weird. People wanted someone to pay. I get it. That's just not how anything works. But my thing is the Newsy impression of me. It is kind of how I feel inside in my insecure voice of how I must sound to other people. Where I'm like, guys, I know you guys think this is happening, but it's not gonna happen, guys. It's fucking stupid.
He gave you a white voice.
Yeah, he did. He gave me a whiny white guy voice. But honestly, that is how I feel inside when I'm like, I gotta be honest. I can't just, I'm not necessarily always go with the crowd guy. So in my voice, that's how I sound in my head too. I'm like, guys, I don't think Travis Scott's going to jail. But great impression. And lastly, Soccer Girl asked her shows to be taken down.
Soccer Girl.
Do you like when you get these reminders and you like, does it bring a smile to your face? I see you smiling right now. Or is it like, do you get pissed and annoyed? Do you ever consider it? Like what goes through the mind?
It's offensive. And I've said this before, but it's not, she wasn't doing a monologue years ago.
Right.
Other people were on that show. So I can't just take a show down.
Right.
I could change her name to Basketball Girl or something. But
right.
And people don't need to find you so fast, I guess. But you're part of this story and other people were on that show. No, right. I can't take it down. You wouldn't ask Letterman to take it down.
Right.
It's offensive and it's stupid. And it's and you were a bitch to us at the end.
Right. Yeah.
So how about a first sorry I hired somebody to make parody songs about you, and so it's like, hey guys, we're all mature now. Can you take this down? How about a hi? I thought it was funny that she slept with Brolo back in the day, and I showed Brolo this letter, and Brolo goes, "Oh, that's her real name."
Oh no! Now, does she reach back out? Does she say? Because I mean, you did talk about it behind a paywall, so I don't know if that's something she'd be privy to. But is there a point where
this will be because we talked about politics and a whole bunch of shit? I'm going to put this in the regular feed, so we'll see what happens. She's written twice. I ignored it both times.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I
it does always feel like you don't take our job seriously when you tell us to take some shit down. Like it definitely feels it's like that happened. I worked to make that happen. I can't, and people expect it to be out there. What the fuck? It's like if you go to Netflix and just one episode of one season is just missing on the show. You're like, What? Who gets to decide that?
My show
Agreed.
Swiss cheese because you're not in the mood now.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And I didn't make you or force you. Like, I
Right.
don't understand.
Well, it's the I'm with Keith on this. It's just the lack of respect for what I do for a living.
Yes.
Right.
It's that what you do is nothing.
And she was a podcaster too. Now maybe nobody
Right.
took it as serious as me and Hemda did. Maybe that's the
Right.
fucking problem. But
Yeah.
that is what I do.
Right.
Over stand up, over anything. Podcasting is what I do. That's the
Yes.
most important to me.
It's like if you went to a stand-up show and a guy was gonna be a special, but you were like, I was in the audience wearing a shirt that
Right.
like I regret wearing. Can you take your stand-up special down?
Yes. Yes.
I'm not doing that. They're gonna look at you and be like, "Hell no, you paying
Right.
for the shirt."
Yeah.
Mm-mm. There was I about to say, was there a post? We don't.
No,
No
not for
post.
chewing that.
No problem.
Imagine she goes to Brother Love. Hey, could you take that song Soccer Girl off your second album?
No.
See, he has that song. So she like,
Right.
that was a different me.
It's like, why can't you just?
So who cares?
Why don't you change? Why don't you start going by football girl with
Right.
a U? And maybe it's already taken.
Right.
Football girl 1983 with a U, and then just like now people can't find you. They won't even know to look for soccer girl.
Right. Does everybody are you applying for jobs, aka Soccer Girl?
Right. Right. Probably not. Get
Yeah,
out of
just-
here.
I wish her luck.
Just the audacity is what's offensive.
Agreed.
Like,
Keith.
okay, come on, time went by. You can take it down now. Like, oh, hi.
Right.
That's it.
Mm-mm. I would have ignored her too. The last episode is last week. Good job, baby. No
Oh, thank you.
notes.
Oh, I forgot we were doing those. Yep.
I'm about to say we got to at least acknowledge the
Well,
stuff
I only do them when I'm now only doing them if it was bad. So I'm not doing them.
Well, I'm gonna remind y'all that the
We'll
show
see
did
next week.
happen.
We'll see next week. The way this one's ending, I may have to bring it up. We'll see.
It's not ending on a good foot at all.
By the
Thank
way,
you,
I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods this Thursday. Very exciting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
We have 5 Hornets games in the next week. It's gonna be bananas. We got Thursday, then we got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then like one of them's after things or one of them's like
The day after
got a
Thanksgiving.
weird time or something. Like it's a
like noon.
game.
The day after Thanksgiving is noon.
Okay, yeah, I can't wait.
I'm excited too. Yes, I know that sounds wild,
It's
but
crazy.
we love going to the game.
I'm not looking forward to Thanksgiving more than I'm looking forward to going to that game.
Ain't that the truth?
And it's only because it's at noon. It's not like it's special. It's just like, basketball while it's still lunch hour.
Yeah, let's go. The usher lady Noah, she was like, I know y'all. I'll see y'all next game.
And I bet they'll have $29 turkey tenders. You're in for
Oh,
Yes,
Mhm.
popcorn buckets for days.
Cold
you
gravy.
give all the kids.
Yeah,
Hope they give something away.
popcorn buckets with gravy. That's awesome.
Right. Take home to your family, kids. Throw it on shit. Have fun. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Keith. If nobody has anything else to say, keepingthegirl.com.
And apparently we don't. We'll talk to you soon.